How y'all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. And today, what we got going on today, we got a discussion video going on today. And what we're going to discuss? The next giveaway. The next giveaway. This next giveaway, what we're going to give away? A polished cold steel triad mega folder. One of the ones that I like to carry all the time. These are the ones that I carry the most. Out of all the cold steel mega folders, these are the models that I carry the most. The models that I carry the most. I'm willing to do a Tonto, Voyager, completely polished. When I say completely polished, people, I mean like this. This is completely polished, mirror polished. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about completely mirror polished. Some of these knives don't have aluminum backspacers, so that you won't have a polished backspacer, but everything else that you see on these knives, like the lock bar and the internals and everything else like that, they will be polished. Completely polished. All right, back to this one. This one has a Japanese AUS 10A stainless steel blade that's saber hollow ground with the flat ground tip. It's 5.5 inches long, almost 4 millimeters thick. It has 6061 aluminum backspacers that would get mirror polished. And it has a lock bar that would get mirror polished. And not only just get mirror polished, but I'm going to do some fitment things on this too to make it a little bit smoother. And what I will do to it is that the lock bar right underneath this area right here is where the torsion spring, the torsion spring rides up against the lock bar and makes the lock bar operate. Now, if you polish the top of the torsion spring and the bottom of this lock bar in this area right here, it adds a little bit of smoothness to it. And you also polish the sides of this lock bar to a mirror polish, adds a little bit of smoothness to it. And you also polish the 6061 aluminum liners so everything rides against everything else that's polished. And then you polish the blade tang. The blade tang, you don't. I'm not talking about a high polish, but you just deburr it. I like to use the term deburr. You deburr the blade tang and you lightly polish it, and then you do whatever you're going to do to the blade. But that's how you do your fitment, and that's how you get these to handle a little bit better and just to be a little bit smoother. That's what I do. But this is the number one. And the reason why I'm putting this number one, because this is my number one favorite knife to carry. Out of all these mega folders, this knife right here is probably the one that you'll see get carried the most by me. And not just this model, I like the plain edges too. And I have a left hand and right hand carry plain edge that are all set up. Y'all saw me set them up. And this one too. And the serrated one. But the Tonto Voyagers are my number one favorite to carry. I can't claim that they're not. They are. They're the ones I carry the most. Another one that I like to carry too is the Bron, the drop point. This is one I carry when I'm pretty much like around the house and doing like cutting chores and things like that. This is my go-to knife for big mega folder that I like to carry. Absolutely love the Bron. And it's super thick, almost 4 millimeters thick. The Bron and the Tonto are the two heaviest ones of all the Voyagers. Why? Because they have the nice, strong, thick blades all the way up to the tip. And y'all know I like self-defense knives, people, and these are awesome self-defense knives. The handle grips, the reverse grip, you extend your grip, turns this knife into like a 7-inch blade reach knife. And it's a really good grip too. Highly recommend these. If you guys don't pick this one to get polished, I highly recommend them for other purposes. They're very affordable. Very affordable. These usually go for between $50 and $60, and these are usually between $60 and $70. They're a little bit more expensive for the Bron blade. But this one has a Saber flat ground blade, high saber flat ground blade. It's almost 4 millimeters thick. It's beautiful. It's a drop point. I call it the Bron. It looks like a Bron, Filipino Bron or machete or sword, short sword that was used for combat and field and agricultural use, in everyday use. It's a beautiful blade. Absolutely love it, people. Next one up that I'm willing to do, oh yeah, it looked just like this one too. Pretty much looked just like this one. Oh, and on these I'll put the snaggletooths on them too, for the Voyagers or any of the ones that have snaggletooths. The snaggletooth, I even put snaggletooths on these two too, because I know some people like to carry these in their front pockets. But you totally polished out. And this is why I call it mirror polish. What you see here is what you will get in the giveaway. The giveaway knife will look like one of these. Absolutely love it. This has got a bayonet style blade. Pretty much like a World War II bayonet. Same shape of blade. And I know that these are supposed to be saber hollow ground, but they're very, 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 very slight hollow. And then once you polish, wet sand it and polish it and everything, more or less it's pretty much a flat grind, people. So I'm gonna call it a saber flat ground with a unsharpened swedge. It's got the 6061 aluminum backspacer with Grivex scales. Your liners are embedded inside the scales. It's got 6061 heat-treated aluminum liners. Excellent knife, people. Excellent knife. Next up that I'm willing to do, oh yeah, large espada, people. Saber flat ground blade, Spanish style blade, Spanish Navaja style. One of my favorite styles for a bowie. I love the Spanish buoys the best. I just like the style of the Spanish buoys, where they have the real dramatic curves and upsweeps and shapes of their blades. Just by looking at them, you don't know if they're sexy or if you should be afraid of it. They make some of the most beautiful blades, the Spanish style Navaja blades. Historically, to me, they're some of the most beautiful folders, are the Navajas. And lots of times they're like big, like short swords, people, where you'd have like a 12-inch blade or maybe even longer. You know, you just have some ridiculously long blade. They're absolutely beautiful, people. This one right here, I did the 6061 aluminum backspacer, heat-treated backspacer, polished the external part of the backspacer, polished the lock bar, just like I was telling you before, the underside of the lock bar where, you know, the metal parts rub together. So it just makes it smoother and more easy to operate. Makes it really easy to operate when you do all that kind of stuff. And on the one thing about the wave plate, though, you can polish the top part of the blade plate and the bottom part of the wave plate. The top part and the bottom part. But you do not want to polish the sides. You do not want to polish the sides and the front, because that'll make it less waveable at your pocket, because lots of times it'll miss. It'll be too polished and too slippery. You want it to be able to grab a little bit, people, for your wave plate. So you just want to polish the external parts, the top part, and the bottom side, but you not polish the sides of it. Sides or the front of it. Absolutely love these, people. Absolutely love them. This one hasn't been polished yet. These last three haven't been finished yet, the way that I want to finish them. So they're still pretty much stock. Let me wipe this blade off. I see a lot of fingerprints on it. And last three are CPM S35 VM blades, whereas the first four were all Japanese AUS 10A blades. This is the Talwar. These have been my favorites for a long time. I shouldn't use the word favorite because I love them all. But these have been some of my most carried ones. These and the Voyagers are probably the two knives I carry the most. Why? Because this is big and it's lightweight. It's a lot lighter than the Espada. And so it's a lot easier to carry. And it's really flat. And so, it conceals really good in your pocket, in your front right pocket. And it waves perfectly out your pocket. It's got more grips than the Espada. You got the rear grip, which is a really secure grip, gives you a lot of blade extension. Then you got the middle grip, which is another secure grip, and you still got a lot of blade extension. Then you got the forward grip. Absolutely love it, people. And it feels good in reverse. Reverse grips. Doesn't matter where you hold this one. All the grips feel good on it. And so that's the reason why it's pretty much been my favorite. There I go using that word favorite again. It's been usually the one I've carried the most over the years. My Oz 8 Espada and holdout set that's been polished and everything else like I'm going to do to these. I've been carrying ever since they first came out, and they've been on just about every every big motorcycle run that I've ever been on in the last, 10 to 15 years, something like that. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love them, people. Highly recommend the Talwars. And now they finally, this is a new Talwar, a brand new one, and they finally got it fitted right. So this one fits perfectly. Doesn't have any issues. It never goes in the lock blade mode. It works perfectly, people. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend these. Love the Talwar. And this one, compared to my polished one, is a lot stiffer, believe it or not. Because I have to use a little bit more force to open and close it than I do on the polished one. The polished one, it's like I could just barely touch it and it opens. I should have brought that one out here to let you see the difference between a polished one and an unpolished one. But that's one reason that's going to motivate me to do this one, because it's one of my favorite knives, people. It's one of my favorite knives. Next up, did I say that has a full flat ground blade? It's got a full flat ground blade. It starts off almost 4 millimeters thick. It's got a swedge in the middle, or a bone breaker. So you can't really see the thickness all the way to the tip, but it is fairly thick. Because you want to go by this area right up in here. That's about 3.8 millimeters thick. In between 3.8 millimeters and 4 millimeters thick. That's how all these knives are. They all start off with the same blade stock. The only one that's different is the Frenzy. The Frenzy has a 3.3 millimeter blade stock. All right, people. On to the next one. For another thing I forgot to say about this one, this is a Persian style. This is a Spanish style. That's a Spanish style. That's a Mediterranean style also, but it's a Spanish Mediterranean style. Based off the Navajas. This is a Persian style blade based off the tip of a Talwar sword, Indo-Persian sword that was famous for fighting against the British. So that's what this knife is based on. Absolutely love it. And this one's based on the Scottish Ski Doo, the Holdout 1. Based on the Scottish Ski Doo, Holdout 1 XL, whichever you want to call it. And this one I will polish everything, the back spacer. This back spacer looks beautiful, people, when it's totally polished out. And it matches the lock bar and the spine of the blade. And I'll polish the entire flat of the blade to everything to a mirror polish. And on the tang, I will try to preserve the tang. I'll just lightly polish this. I'll probably put some Scotch tape on it and polish the rest of the tang, because this is where your markings are. And I'm going to try to preserve the markings. But the rest of the tang is going to be mirror polished. And the blade would be totally mirror polished, and the back and the spine of this blade is going to be mirror polished. The lock bar is going to get the total treatment, lock bar treatment that I was telling you about. The inside the scales, these are the linerless scale G10 American G10 scales. I totally polished those to a mirror finish. Everything works perfectly fine. And then you polish the back spacer. Just do the external parts of the back spacer, not the sides or not the internal parts, just the external parts that you see, just so that everything matches everything else. Or I might not polish it at all and leave these both black. I don't know, but I usually always polish these though, because this one rides inside of a jacket, so it never gets seen anyway. So it's okay if it's flashing. I absolutely love these, people. Absolutely love these. This one's a lot stiffer compared to my Oz 8. All right, people. That's a full flat ground blade. To me, this is the most useful knife out of the entire tabletop here. And the reason why I say that is because I use these for the Oz 8 one that I have. I've been using it for years, since it came out for culinary work, for doing meat processing, butchering, and all that kind of stuff. It cuts through meat, muscle, flesh, like it's butter. Like it's butter. It cuts, and it's really easy to strop back to a razor sharp edge. The Oz 8 stainless steel to me is like a really good steel for like if you want to get something like razor sharp. The only problem with it though is that it's a little bit too soft, and it will lose its edge if you hit some bone. If you hit some bone or anything that's sort of hard, it will tend to roll the edge, and then, but it easily strops back out to the razor sharpness again, and it's easy to rehone and I mean to restrop and everything else like that to get it to be super sharp. These are beautiful knives, people. Beautiful knives. Full flat ground blade. Full flat ground blade. Designed after Scottish Scheme-Do fixed blade. People used to carry these as their utility knife, their self-defense knife, and also their dining utensils. So, and women used to carry them in the garter belt underneath their dresses for self-defense and utility purposes. It's a famous knife. Scottish Scheme-Do, designed after a famous knife. And now it's in a folding form with a triad lock. So basically it's a folding fixed blade, people. Triad lock is about as close as you're going to get to a folding fixed blade. I'm just being truthful. They're the most durable and the strongest locks on the market. Everybody else can claim whatever they want to claim, but when you go to batoning things and you go to using these for like super heavy duty cutting tasks that are really meant just for fixed blades, these knives can hang with them. Whereas a lot of other knives, they start off okay, but they end up not so okay. They end up with blades that don't fit properly no more. The fitment will be off or something like that. These knives, lots of times, I've had a couple that didn't make it, but just about all of them do make it. As far as like batoning and stuff like that, you're doing wood crafting and everything else like that. These knives can do that kind of stuff. I recommend a fixed blade over one of these knives for that, but if the STHF happens, the STHF happens, and this is the only thing that you have on you because it's the folder that you had in your pocket, it can do some survival fixed blade things too. So these are just good knives, people. Excellent knives. All these knives. This one has CPM S35VN blade steel. Another one with CPM S35VN blade steel. It only weighs like 5.9 ounces. This is the lightest of the bunch. That's what makes this one very attractive to me. It doesn't have the best grip. I like all these others for their grip better than this one. But, like I said, it only weighs 5.9 ounces, which is like the type of weight that you expect from a blade with 4 inches. That's a heavy duty knife or more. So it's in a lightweight category for carrying. It's super flat, super easy to carry, and this blade was designed after a Japanese helmet breaker. Most of these knives that are made by, Andrew Dimko and collaborated with Andrew Dimko and Lindsey Thompson that they made during Andrew Dimko's time with Cold Steel with Lindsey Thompson. Most of them are based on knives that were in Lindsey Thompson's personal knife collection of historical knives that he has in his knife collection, historical fighting knives. And pretty much, as you can see, all these knives are based on historical fighting knives. The Bron, I know this was based on the Bron. I don't care what anybody says. This was based on the Bron. The American Tonto is Lindsey Thompson's design for his own personal blade design that he created back, I think it was in the 1980s. The American Tonto. This design right here, as you know, it's a bayonet blade, designed after American bayonet blades and Italian switchblades, and they use the bayonet blade and all that kind of stuff. This to me is like a Italian style switchblade from the 1950s and 40s that's on steroids. That's what this one is. This is just a Billy Bad, ASSS. This is a Billy Bad ASSS. That's right. I love this one. My nickname is Stiletto, and this is Stiletto on steroids. That's why I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I just wish they'd make some G10 handle scales for these. G10 or carbon fiber, something like that. That'd be beautiful. But this one right here, this is super easy to carry. It's a saber flat ground blade with a big giant fuller or blood groove. Warncliffe style blade. It's got a slight recurve in the blade. This is a nice blade. And it's super easy to carry. It doesn't have the super duper, girthy grip and that I tend to like. I tend to like the little bit more girthy grip. But this one, like I said, is one that you can that will be in your pocket because it's so lightweight. I know my other old one, I've carried the mess out of it. And if you see, you can tell I carried the mess out of it. It looks kind of old and beat up. But it's a beautiful knife, people. I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. So anyway, pick from one of these models. Pick from one of these models. Absolutely love them, people. Pick from one of these models in this video, and whichever model gets the most votes, and we're gonna let it run for like 30 days. What do you think, people? 30 days or 2 weeks or 1 week? What do you think? I'm thinking like 30 days. Let this video run for like 30 days. And after 30 days, that's what we're gonna do. We'll do 30 days. 30 days from today. Yesterday was the 13th. Today's the 14th. Saturday the 14th. So the 14th of next month. That's when we'll go ahead and we'll pick a winner for this giveaway for next night that we're gonna do. So this video is gonna run for 30 days, people. And by the way, this is gonna be 1,000 subscriber giveaway. 1,000 subscriber video giveaway. So 1,000 subscribers. Get 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give away another knife. We're going to give away the Polished Mega Folder. And the rules for this one is, we're going to do it just like we did the last video, where I will, take all the names down from the site that made their entries or whatever, put them on a piece of paper, and cut them all up in front of you guys, put them all in front of the bottle in front of you guys, and we'll draw from there. And whoever wins has to claim their prize within 7 days. If they don't claim their prize within 7 days, 7 days from that point, we will draw again. And whoever wins from the remaining people that will be still in the jar, we'll draw again. And whoever wins, that'll be the person that'll win. They'll have 7 days, and so on and so forth. But it's not complicated. That's all we're doing. It's free to enter. There's no cost to enter. I don't do Patreon. I don't ask for any money from anybody or anything like that. This is just totally on me. Just doing something for the people that watch my channel. And the way that we're going to do it, this is not the entry video. This is just a video for the vote for the knife. And after we decide what knife we're going to do, then we'll do an entry video. And we'll let that entry video run for 30 days also. And so people will have to enter within that 30-day period. And if you try to enter after that 30-day period, you won't be able to enter. And the reason why I'm doing it like that instead of running the full length of the subscriber time is because I want the people who are my regulars that watch my channel the most, they will see these videos and they will understand the rules. And I want to give them the best chance at winning a polished mega folder. That's why. All the previous entrants that were in the previous entry, all these will be tossed out. All these will be tossed out. All these will be tossed out. So if you want to enter, everybody only gets one entry. So don't try to enter in multiple times on the entry video. just do one entry. Just do one entry, people. But anyway, that's all for this one. Stay tuned for the entry video. This right here is the giveaway mega folder model pick video. Is that a good way? Is that too many words? I know we're probably dragging this video on way too long, but this is the giveaway pick video. We're gonna pick whichever mega folder that you want me to modify for y'all for the next giveaway. It's got to be one of these models: the Tonto, the Bron, the Tonto or Bron Voyager, not the other Voyagers. I'm only going to do one of these because these are the two I carry. I don't carry the other ones. I like them all, but these are the ones I carry. And I want to give away knives that I carry, the ones that I like the best. All right, people. So anyway, the Tonto or the Bron Voyager, Counterpoint XL, and it could be either blade type. Pick whether you want serrated or plain edge on it. Same thing with these two. These only come in plain edge. The Spada Large, and these both come in plain edge or serrated. You gotta list where you want plain edge or serrated. The Talwar XL or the Counterpoint XL. And last but not least is the Frenzy. All right, people. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this video out and let you guys, make a decision. This is the pick, whichever knife that we're gonna do for the next giveaway. And these are the choices. These are the models I'm gonna do. And after this giveaway, I'm gonna do another giveaway. And that might be super megas. So stay tuned. Peace out, Stiletto.